want to know the secret of life, the secret of happiness. Like somebody asked me, like, Stephen, how the hell do you keep yourself so positive about all your situations and things sometimes work out for you? There's just some people, they look at positive things more than negative things. But my friend let me read this book, actually a movie called The Secret. Now, some of you probably have definitely heard about it. Some of y'all probably saying, oh, I already know exactly what you've been talking about. Law of attraction, right? Yeah, but a little more than that. Now, of course, me, like some people, when they saw that movie or read the book, they was like, oh my God, I've always thought thoughts kind of attracted what happened in my life. Then there's the people that was like, this shit is bullshit. But just like the book teaches, it tells you whatever you believe is true. So if you believe it's not real, it's not real. If you believe it's real, it's real. But it talks about if you have good days and you focus on the good things that happen in your day goes great. Of course, if you have a bad day, the day kind of spirals out of control and a whole bunch of bad events just happen and you just have a sucky ass day. Then there's the people that say, I have good days that went bad. I have bad days that went good. Well, it depends your thought process, G. Don't be negative. Have an open mind. You realize a lot of the people who are very negative always complain about bullshit. You know, they attract more bullshit. And if they post a status about bullshit that's happening, they're going to get some more bullshit so they can post more status about bullshit that's happening. It's all about your emotions. You got to control your emotions. What you feel is what you get. Track your emotions. Focus on the good. Be grateful. Well, first thing first, you got to understand your mindset is your subconscious. You got to change your subconscious, and that takes time. So when you always say shit like, every time something good happens, something bad happens, that is where your subconscious is, so therefore you have to change that around, and that takes a little time. How do you change that? Well, stop saying that shit, first of all, and start putting your mindset a different way. Start saying things like, when something bad happens, something better and great happens afterwards. Now, I know some people that sounds lame, but I'm telling you, whatever you believe in your subconscious mind is true to you and shows up in the universe. Now, some people are so focused on what bad that happens, what the pain brings. And life brings pain. It's supposed to. It's all how you think about the pain. Now, I believe life is like going to the gym. You know, you're trying to get your life in shape. Not just like going to the gym, when you're trying to get your life in shape, you're trying to run on a treadmill, trying to do things you ain't really used to, and And just like life, when you try to do things you're not used to and try to better your life, you get the stress. Or a gym, you get pain. So after you work out, get a hard workout, you just so in pain. You're like, oh my God, I don't even want to go back to the gym tomorrow. But in life, when you try to achieve something, you try to do something that you're not used to, you feel the stress and you don't want to do it no more. You start second guessing. But when you keep going back to the gym and keep working out and don't give up, you no longer feel the pain. You're stronger. In life, there's steps. First step, you get used to the bullshit, you take the next step. Next step in life, you get used to that bullshit, you take the next step. And all it's doing is building you stronger. But then eventually you get to a higher step, you have more bullshit that you have to conquer. But then when you get to the middle and you're like, oh my God, I can't handle this shit. And you're like, God, help me. So what you're doing, you're telling life, I'm not ready for this next step. I need to go back. So you got to realize every time you take a next step and get higher, you got to understand there's going to be more problems that you have to conquer. Once you conquer it, you go up. So yes, life brings pain, which brings me to my stone to statue theory. So a stone is just a stone. Then an artist decides to create that stone into a statue. So a stone gets chiseled by an artist, constantly hit, beaten, and then it becomes a statue. And I'll tell you one thing, if that stone could talk and it had feelings, it would probably cry the whole time and complain and tell the artist to just stop it. But it doesn't because it's a stone. But being that we're human, we cry, we have feelings, we feel that pain. So therefore, we become more than a statue, we become a masterpiece eventually. But not everybody wants to be a masterpiece. They don't believe they can. They're just a rock. Which brings the cliche that everything happens for a reason. But you just got to understand your reason. You understand that things will keep happening to you until you figure it out. Problems will keep coming to you until you figure it out. For example, I used to always get a job and then I'd get fired and then I would just not work. I was always unhappy with a job. I deep inside wanted to quit. And then eventually life was like, okay, you're fired, laid off. And I always got a job. And then all of a sudden I always got laid off or fired. and then I wouldn't work. And it kept happening. But eventually, the last time, I found a way to keep making money. I was like, I'm going to actually try to keep making money. So basically, when life keeps repeating itself, do something different. Now, next subject that may touch you a certain type of way. We're all gods. We're all God. We're God? That's blasphemy! Blasphemy! Don't worry, it's okay. God is made in our image, so we can believe and do things that God can do. Such as create. We can create things in life to exist. We can manifest anything to our life to exist. So yeah, all that bullshit that you have in your life, you brought that to your fucking self. When you focus on bullshit, you get bullshit. When you focus on drama, you get drama. If you focus on love and beauty, you get that. So we figured out we all create the good and the bad. But the bad is not always bad. So yeah, you can become a crackhead and become a millionaire. Now I know that's some silly shit, but yeah, maybe a crackhead realized some shit being a crackhead and don't want to be that. So he took that crack experience and it slingshot him to fucking go further away from that. We must become who we're not to become who we want to be. You have to become this in order to become that. I'm not saying you have to become a crackhead, become a millionaire. I'm just saying you have to have the project of relativity. You have to become bad to understand good. Not always, but that sometimes it works like that. This is how some people from the ghetto become such a big deal when they go higher than expected. It's because the things that they went through pushed them higher than expected. Which is why kind of Eminem is like one of the best rappers, because people said, you're a white boy, you can't rap. Which kind of made him try to prove everybody wrong. It pushed him further. So what I'm saying is basically embrace your pain. Understand, it's only creating you to a masterpiece. Don't be involved with the distractions on TV and the media feeds you. Understand what you believe and go with it. Know that the pain's going to come, but understand the pain's going to come, and then therefore you can handle the pain even better. Know that the pain is only building you into a better person, into what you truly want to be. Nah, I know. Some people don't get that. Some people are like, I had this happen to me. I was raped. I got fired. Somebody stabbed me. But sometimes it's not what you've been through. It's what you become. So yeah, this is your story. So write it. Deuces.